honoring this invitation to this important media briefing. My name is Cadet Assistant Superintendent of Police 𝒉𝒕𝒕𝒑𝒑𝒔, the Public Relations Officer of the Gambia Police Force. With me is the Deputy Regional Crime Officer, Superintendent Gomez, and the Lead Investigator, Cadet Assistant Superintendent of Police, 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏, and Assistant Superintendent of Police. On Sunday, the 4th of the Public Relations Office of the Gambia Police Force was notified by the Khairaba Crime Investigation Unit about the gruesome murder of a 62-year-old woman at her residence in Fajara South. 2 suspects who were alleged to be involved in this unfortunate incident have been handed over to the Regional Crime Officer of the Gambia Police Force of Khairaba Station to give his briefing, and the lead investigator of the matter. Sir.
Good morning to you all. Just as the PRO has mentioned, I am Superintendent Thomas R.J. Gomez. I am the Deputy Regional Crime Officer for KM. So just going into the details of the case, just as the PRO has mentioned, this case was reported in my office on the 4th of August 2022 at about 20 minutes to 4 in the afternoon, 15:40. It was reported by the deceased daughter. So when we reported to work on Monday, we started work on it. And as he said, 2 suspects are already in custody, and they are currently helping the police in their investigations. We also have a few others that we are also talking to. They are also helping the police in our investigations, like we said. We've got receivers. Going into the details of the case, it's like when we arrived at the scene, my men were there before me, and then when we arrived at the scene, the body was already evacuated from the scene. So all we had to do is just deal with the crime scene and then move on from there. So, but we are also grateful to the people, to the public, because they were very helpful in the course of this investigation. And this is why we are all standing here today, to report to you that progress is being made. Although we can't fully detail out to you as to where we are on that, but like I said, we are on the investigations. We've gone a little bit far now, and very soon the case will be at court. That is how we are. Some items that are actually some items of evidence which are very helpful to the police are already being recovered. And like I said, this is why we are all standing here today to talk about this case here. We've recovered some items like mobile phones and some other vehicle keys and all of that. So those are actually with us. Like I said, one thing about a crime is like every perpetrator that goes to a crime leaves a piece of evidence with him there, or either takes something with him. So these are some of the things that we depended on to be able to come this far. And that is why I've mentioned some few items of evidence that we have recovered. And this is what is taking this investigation this far now. And we also want to use this opportunity to appeal to the general public, because there are still some outstanding items that were stolen from the deceased house. I know from this press conference, other people that know about this case will actually see this. So I'm appealing to the entire public that if you have any item that you believe is stolen from this place, or you think it's not, it's a bit questionable, you don't know the source of it, please report to the police, because there are still some items, like I said, we are still looking for. So if there is anything that you feel like it's a suspected stolen property and may have something to do with this crime scene, please report to the nearest police station, and we will work on it as soon as possible. That is it. And so to the other people that are also working at the black market, let me also use this opportunity to inform you that when people come with items to you for sale at black market, obviously when you look at the price of, let's say, a mobile phone, which is, let's say, an iPhone, if somebody is coming to you with an iPhone and then says he wants to sell it for, let's say, $200, and obviously you know the cost of an iPhone is more than that, so that should automatically click into your mind that this is something is either suspicious or it's a stolen property, something like that. So this is why I am appealing to those of you that are working at the black market to always help us when you're confronted with situations like this. When somebody comes with you and confronts you with an item like this, please report him or her to the nearest police station. There are police officers at the black market. Report to them, or you go to the nearest police station and report. When things like this happen, we will always get a breakthrough in cases that we are investigating. So that is all for now. Except if you have any questions to ask. Let me go. All right. Okay.
Good morning to all of you. Since investigation is continuing, we wouldn't want to say everything here. We just appeal to the general public that the police cannot do it alone. If everybody behave like a police officer, starting from the IGP down, we'll all be at ease. Because looking at these criminals or these suspects, they are from homes. Because recently the rate of breaking is alarming. So once it is happening, when breaking is done, some items are stolen, they are taken to either compounds or to anywhere they're taking it, and people at some point will be aware. So once the community is helpful and they are ready to inform, you see, the police act on information. Whenever the police are giving information, they act on it, and information is very important when it comes to investigation. And thanks to information that we had a breakthrough. So for that being the case, we are commending the general public, and especially the area where the scene occur. So for that being the case, thank you very much. Let information be forthcoming. Thank you.
Your name, please. Your name?
I am 𝒘𝒄𝒄𝒆𝒔 Assistant Superintendent of Police, 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏.
Thank you very much, RCO and the lead investigator. I'd like to give the floor to my colleagues to ask questions, but I would please urge us to limit our questions within the parameters of this case briefed on. I know you have a lot to ask, but we would have a lot more sessions to give you that opportunity, to avail you that opportunity to ask the question. So please, thank you. Yes, please. Your name and your media.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I am 𝒕𝒉𝒊𝒔 from Gambian Talents TV, Gambian Talents Promotion.
Good afternoon.
Yes, the recent rate of murder cases in the country is a cause for concern. We understand very well and upload that police and its citizens are taking a lot of effort, but it seems like the efforts are still not enough. So what other measures do you have in place to adopt or to solve this issue or to tackle the situation of murder cases in the country? It has become the order of the day now.
Like I said in my introductory remarks, the Gambia Police Force is very much keen to ensure that Gambia is one of the safest countries on earth, not just the region or Africa, but on earth. So we have very limited resources to combat all these crimes happening. We are not happy, we don't sleep, we don't go to bed, we are on the streets all the time, but we are not superhumans. We can't do it alone. This is why we come up with the community policing initiative. Like he mentioned, both of them mentioned, members of the public are urged to come forward, give us information, timely information, and most of the time when we act on that, we get the desired result. So that's the problem. We are appealing to the general public to be forthcoming with information, and that would help us combat crime.
A follow-up to that, a lot of people accuse the system of whenever situations like this do happen, next 2-3 months, you see the so-called perpetrators free in another country. So what is your reaction to that?
We have our mandate as a law enforcement agency, but we have our limits as well. What we can do is to investigate crimes, prosecute offenders, and take them to court. So acquitting or discharging those offenders is not entirely in our hands, but we do our best in our domain. Yes, please.
I am Louise.
Wow,
Taylor.
ladies.
Yes. I am Louise Taylor from West Coast Radio Coffee.
Welcome,
and I have
Louise.
a question. You know, it's very hard to limit us when it comes to press conferences like this because it's an opportunity.
I understand.
The first one I would like to ask, some more than a year ago, a young girl in Lamin was brutally murdered, and the police embarked on an investigation, but there was no report on the findings or who caused the murder. There was no suspect arrested or so. We're curious to know what happened to that case. And the other thing is...
No, let me answer that first and you can come to that.
All right.
As we all know, intelligence is very expensive. it is very expensive. And most of the time we rely on the information we get from the members of the public, because when it happens, the police is not there to know. The members of the public are there to know, so they help us. And some of the things, like he said, evidences we find on the ground. But investigation does not take a day to finish. Some cases can be investigated for years. It's not just the Gambia, but we are doing our best. And whenever we come out with results, it will be communicated to the public. It is our concern. We are paid to serve you.
What else do you find out from that case so far?
Please, he would like to add something to that.
Yes. Just in addition to just to add up to what you've said, there is no quick fit or quick fix to some of these crime scenes. All right. So this is why you have what we have cold cases. It's not every case that comes to the police can handle. All right. There are certain cases you'll investigate for 10, 20 years, and that's it. I know some of you are very much afraid with CSI. So this is why you think once it's reported, there is a quick solution to it. It does not work that way. There are certain situations when you fight, it's just easy. You go there, people are willing to help. They come up with the evidences that you need to, and then that's it. You get the perpetrators. But in certain cases, they go on for years without any solution, and without getting a suspect to the crime. So they lie in wait. That does not actually mean the police have forgotten about it. But then we don't have that enough evidences to be able to prosecute the suspects that we have in the such cases. And that will go to your question. Because most of these crime scenes, like you said, sometimes the police would arrest suspects, bring them, and the next minute you see them in the street. All right. The thing is, sometimes you need good evidence. If you cannot come up with some substantial evidence to prosecute the offenders, they go to court and get a very good lawyer, and then the next minute they are out in the street. So that is why the onus lies on all of us, you, the public, and the police, to come up to help in the investigation, so we can come up with concrete evidence. So, assuming you go to a crime scene like this one, and you come across a mobile phone which we believe belongs to the suspect, you keep it to yourself and don't use it. If you don't turn in that mobile phone to the police for investigation, we're not going to make any breakthrough. All right. So this is why I'm appealing. Like I said, all of us, the onus lies on all of us. You come out with the little you have, we join it with ours, and then that's it.
So far with that case, what have you gathered so far? Because it's been more than 1 year now.
Oh yeah. I don't want to talk more on that case because I wasn't involved in it. So maybe the
Okay, we have the next question, please. Yes,
I
please.
have another question.
Oh, okay.
I'm still in the.
Okay.
Yeah. So under the Motor Tariff Act, you have on the section 27, issuance of license. Recently, we have seen the president of the drivers.
Excuse my manners. Excuse my manners. I think I made it clear in my introductory remark that we should please limit our questions within the parameters of the case briefed on.
But you know, this is an opportunity.
I understand. My doors are always open. The Public Relations Office of the Gambia Police Force is always open to you. I am a colleague, so my doors are always open. You can have the opportunity next time. Another question, please. Yes, gentleman.
Thank you very much. With regards to this case, we want to know the age of these suspects. Where are they from? Investigations continue. But do we know why the murder has been committed? Maybe an act of robbery or theft or whatsoever. These details, at least, is not deep into the details that the police is trying to keep as investigations move on.
Okay, I will allow the RCO to make that clear. Okay, the lead investigator will do that.
Anyway, since I said we are investigating, I will not divulge certain things. All I will tell you, we have 2 suspects that are helping the police in the investigation. Okay, so I think that is enough for now. Yes.
We are not mandated to disclose certain things, especially identities of suspects at the premature level of investigations, because they have a right to presumption of innocence until proven guilty.
We are asking for their age. And
age.
So far,
okay, that's between 15.
What?
Yes. For that be the case, I'll give you the age.
Yes.
They are between 25 to 20. Okay.
25 to 20.
Yes. There was this issue of robbery.
Okay.
Robbery was part of it. Okay. This is why, because we have certain things to finish. We didn't finish all that we want. That is why we cannot divulge everything. So I think we have to limit ourselves to this particular one. Okay. Yes.
So I think it's more of doing a press briefing and going, because the investigation is still going right now.
Absolutely.
And then you are not giving us the opportunity to ask some of the questions that we want to ask because you are still investigating. So if I happen to ask a question and that it comes within the premises of the investigation, we are not going to ask.
At the moment,
just like I think it's just a press briefing. We would have also preferred you open the floor so that we can ask other questions that we are interested in asking. Because as far as the case is concerned, the lead investigator has already dealt with it and the PRO also did. So I think we have other questions today.
I think the purpose of this briefing is just to update the general public about the case, because the layman would think, okay, this happened and the police are not doing anything. We just want you to know that we're on our toes, we're investigating, and whenever we feel it's necessary to come out, we will communicate to you. For about the questions beyond or outside this briefing, I would avail you the opportunity to have that with me and ask as much questions as you can or want, please. I think you're aware of the ethics in investigation, so we can't go beyond certain things for now. Please.
I understand. It's just that you are giving us the opportunity to ask, but you are not answering because you are investigating.
Maybe not in the manner you want, but I think I'm doing my best to answer the ones that we are supposed to answer at the moment. Thank you. Yeah, please.
Yes, my name is Nelson.
Welcome, Nelson.
I have one question.
Can you be a bit
Every
audible?
knowledge is relevant to this. And you always do your best to investigate. But I don't know what is so special about this moment, because 𝒂𝒂𝒏 died in the hospital of the police. There was no press conference to explain as to why he died. We have been following the matter. This one happens just less than a week. I want to know what is so special about this.
Okay, I don't know if you follow our page on Facebook. Every administration has its dynamics and ways of operating. I feel we owe it to the public to communicate when matters of such importance arise. That's the reason I organized this press conference. And I believe if I were to be mandated at the time that incident happened, I would have communicated to the public. I hope you understand.
So you want to say because you are not the PRO at the time?
I am not mandated to give information if I am not the spokesperson of the police. Now that I am, I think just appreciate the time and information I am giving to you as colleagues. And let's see what happens later. So, do we have any more questions? In the absence of that, we would just, okay.
Do you know whether the victim died on the spot or at the hospital? Do you know?
Well, at the hospital, yes, because that couldn't be established by the people or the person that found her there. She's not a medical practitioner, so that was confirmed at the hospital. Yes. So, like I said in my introductory remark, our doors are always open. We are partners. The media is a key stakeholder in every and any national development agenda. As a result, our doors are always open to you. But I hope we also respect the ethics of our profession. We can't give it all, but whatever is relevant, we are ready to communicate. Thank you all for coming. That will be all for now.
Do we know the age of the victim?
62-year-old woman. Thank you.
Come on.